Okay, so having completed my CEH certification, I was looking for some exam or certification that would help me reinvent my penetration testing skills and help me reinvent my skills and also to be able to create new skills. So at that time, I was looking for these certifications, and a few of my co-workers, as well as a lot of EC Council mails, introduced me to the CPENT program. What caught my attention the most was that they had this OT pen testing module as well as pivoting, which were the skills I wanted to improve. So that's how I got introduced to the CPENT program. Okay, so the CPENT exam material itself is quite vast, and the labs cover almost all of the topics that would be asked in the exam. So, having worked on that, I felt confident enough to go for the exam. And along with that, I also referred to a lot of readily available, freely available virtual machines to practice my skills. So that's how I prepared for the CPENT certification. Okay, so the certification itself is quite challenging, yet it is quite interesting. So the exam expects you to think of out-of-the-box scenarios and techniques to gain access to these systems for pivoting and all these scenarios. So I'd say that exam is not very difficult if you're prepared enough and if you are able to think out of the box for these scenarios that you will also find in the real world. Okay, so I'll start with the practice labs. The labs were quite detailed and they had a lot of real world scenarios, things that even low hanging fruits and other scenarios. So there was not just one way to do the machine, but a lot of things that you could think about. Apart from that, the fact that the exam is itself based on real world situations, you can give it on in multiple time slots as well, just the way you will go for a real world pen test, and the course material. The course material itself is very, very detailed and vast, and you can learn a lot of new things from it. So these are the three things that I really liked about the exam. Okay, so I really like the OT range and the fact that all the labs they had different they had been split into different ranges so that one can practice a particular set of skills at one point of time and then go ahead and work on the other skills. And also the fact that again it had all sorts of scenarios. So it would have the critical vulnerabilities, but it would also have the low hanging fruits that you will find in a real life. Okay, so I'd say that I have seen a lot of JDs which have CPENT exam in itself in them. Apart from that, I'd say that once you have given this certification, you become confident enough and skilled enough to pen test all these scenarios, be it OT, IoT, Windows privilege escalation, pivoting, all these things. You are confident and skilled enough, so you can crack any interview, any job with having passed this credential. So yes, it has benefited me. I am more confident and very skilled now. Okay, so a lot of programs in the market do not have this real world based exam technique. You in CPENT you can give the exam in two different time slots instead of giving it in one 24-hour slot also. You have the opportunity whether you want to give it in one slot or you can give it in two slots. Moreover, a lot of other programs, I couldn't find the modules of OT and pivoting in those programs. So these were the key differentiating points for me. So I'd say CEH is more of a beginner certification, and for me it was a bit more theoretical, whereas CPENT focused more on the practical aspects of penetration testing and offensive side of security. So that was probably the only differentiating factor. I'd say go through the labs properly and read all the course material that has been provided. Work hard and learn and think outside the box. That is the key to the success.